Okay, here we go. Another part. This is a shorter one. You'll see why momentarily. We're going to head north and get to Bill's house and get the hell out of Cerulean. I'm paranoid about confronting the Cascade Badge gym with Misty because after how badly we took casualties on our rival battle, although they have bigger teams and more variants in types, and you're limited in typings because of the one capture thing, so I think that's really the issue. The original optional Nuzlocke were all about level capping, because it's an optional one in the first place. Literally says about going to their highest level, and that's probably to compensate for the fact that you can die and they can't. Whereas I've been going like level matching, like if they're like 18, 17, 16, I've been doing that, and then something else for the rest. But maybe I need to start being ruthless and just putting all my dudes at higher level, because it's like every trainer on this game is like the IRA, where you need to be lucky every day. We only need to get lucky once. Like, yeah, you can't beat them, but they can beat you if they're lucky. And occasionally they're going to get lucky with like a crit and stuff. So I'm really thinking, yeah, like you can even get critted just training and stuff. So I'm sick of it. So I think I'm gonna start upping just be the same as their max level guy. Because I could go into a gym with no type advantages, theoretically, depending on my casualties and stuff. Like I could go into the grass gym with like all water Pokemon. There's nothing to stop that happening. Or rock or whatever, so yeah, that's the plan. A lot of trainers on the way here. I like the sort of nostalgia for the guy on the top middle who's the Slowpoke one who you'd activate the Mew glitch with normally. Yeah, I like the hikers because they usually have a Geodude or an Onix, and that's like easy for Seedling or any water guy or even a fighting move to take out. Got to be careful with those fighting guys though, they are kind of glass cannons. Not sure why I had deliberated so long before fighting him. Probably got a text or something. Yeah, see, can two-shot him. Now he's really lowered my defense, which is worrying, but he doesn't seem to be able to outspeed me. And yeah, I only need one more, and I got a crit anyways. Nearly level 18, catching up. Yeah, so I think Misty's like 21 thing, but then Surge is Surge is not much higher. I didn't realise actually, I never really realised the first time through how small the gaps are between some trainers. Here's that Slowpoke I was talking about, but you can't get a Mew in that way on Fire Red. Jesus Christ, that's close. And confused to boot. I always think Slowpoke should be like extremely slow, but he usually kind of isn't, he's usually okay, I feel like, speed-wise. And one of the evolved ones in Pokemon Shield even has like an ability, your enemy, your rival guy on the Isle of Armor, his one has a thing that like lets it go first. Which sometimes annoyed me because it'd reactivate the raid monster's shields by hitting it. Whereas you wanted to get a nice clean hit on it, but there you go. I did like the Dynamax raids. I thought that was a fun feature. Like having boss Pokemon is neat, other than just a legendary that you gang up on. So yeah, it's weird actually. I said about how you get the Magikarp and you train him up, and on this it's harder to do. But here, if you do it, I mean, you've got the water gym where he's not particularly helpful if he's even ready by then. And then Surge is kind of useless. It would have been good to have him for the rival battle on the SSN because he's going to have a Charmeleon with Ember probably. But yeah, it's kind of annoying that he takes so long to get in this version. I thought he learned Dragon Rage like really early on as well, but doesn't seem to. But yeah, he's still a little level 5 carp right now. Looking for opportunities to be leveled. Yeah, you can't get there to daycare. I almost wish the daycare was in the city. It's like such a long time to get to the daycare. It's not like it gives you an egg or anything that would unbalance things like the later gens do. Getting sick of the Nido family, actually. What's kind of cool is every basic Pokemon seems more dangerous, though. Like every poison abilities that are a bit hacks, and every enemy is a potential murderer. You've got to be careful of. So yeah, I think what I decided I'd do is aim for like, you know, if they've got like 20, 19 and 18, aim to have that, but as long as no one goes above the 20, if I accidentally like not over level, but if I match his top guy because there's too many trainers in the way and stuff, you know, or I caught a wild Pokemon that was already like in that range, you know, and can't level it down, yeah, I'm not going to be like too strict on it because the way I was playing that, like my level capping rule was too strict compared to the standard one anyway. Yeah, not fucking around. I don't want Primo to die. Nasty crit. Lucky it's on a weak move. But yeah, I'm kind of glad this is a short one because I've got work later. I want to catch up. I want to catch up with how I've played ahead, but the program where I edit the WebM files into MP4s is limiting me per day for free, which is understandable. I'm using their shit for free. Double kick is such an annoying move because it like takes twice as long, right? Like moves like that, their animations and stuff. Fury attack is kind of annoying in the same way. Don't get me started on Icicle Spear. I like that little bit where there's like she's saying her boyfriend's not very good, and then you meet someone just 2 trainers down. He's like, "Yeah, I've got a girlfriend," and it's like, "Oh, she's talking smack about you, dude." It's kind of a bummer for him. I guess what he doesn't know. I feel like you'd give him a heads up, be like, "Yo, she's not been too impressed, mate. I'd step your game up." But your character's famously mute on these games, which is weird. I'm surprised they've never gone away from that. I kind of hope that they don't consider Let's Go games like part of the canon, if there is a canon, because they just repeat the events exactly, and yet Red and Blue are in it, but they presumably haven't done any of those adventures, so they're not really like Red and Blue if they haven't had the experiences of Red and Blue as we know it, you know? It's like kind of lazy they didn't, you know, like they could have done it like you follow just behind them, but new events happen. They could have been more creative. But yeah, you got to lure this dude down here to get to that item ball, and I think it's something useless as I recall, but I'm a completionist. I probably wouldn't remember to go back either because I'm a forgetful completionist. Take out the rat. Reminds me of mine, makes me sad. I don't really understand Intimidate. Like, that is just an ability, so it works on whoever you're against, but you could like put that snake up against like the god of Pokemon and it would be like intimidated by it. It's like, I think if there's a big enough level difference, you shouldn't be able to get intimidated. I guess everyone's afraid of snakes, right? Like, no one wants to fuck with a hissing snake. I think I heard a rumor or whatever that like cats, the way they hiss and pull their ears back and stick their fangs out is like it's an evolutionary mechanism. They're imitating snakes, not consciously, but most things are afraid of snakes, right? Like poisonous, bitey reptiles. And so by this mammal like has been selected for having these traits that like look like that thing because it will trigger the "oh shit, a snake" response in other animals. Like, if you've ever seen that big ass dog, like a cat hisses at a dog and the dog is like, "oh shit, I'm out." Like, and yet that dog could fuck it up. I hate the way people in the West like way over fetishize cats. Like, oh, it was, you know, cats can beat up dogs, blah blah blah. It's like they absolutely can't. Like, you go to a poor country and like I've heard accounts of like, yeah, the wild dogs there will attack people in groups, or they'll certainly hunt and eat alley cats. It's like the idea that a cat can beat a dog is just not true if the dog is motivated and fierce. It kind of fits though with like what I heard about how dogs are like kept to be puppies, like mentally, like they don't develop, they never grow out of like their adolescence living with humans, because like the way we have them in our roles, and we never teach them to like hunt or anything, but also probably because of the way we like neuter them and stuff, you know, their testosterone and all that stuff. I always thought that's fucked up how you can't just give a dog a vasectomy instead of a completely removing their junk. Apparently you can, but it doesn't stop them like spraying or whatever else the negative behaviours of maybe the aggression and stuff. But I'd rather get a female dog than a male dog, because I just think it's just wrong to chop someone's nuts off. I just think that's so fucked up. And it shouldn't be a controversial opinion that that's a fucked up thing to do to someone. But the alternative is like, oh well, you know, they don't get home then, you know, and then they die in a shelter. And so it's like, that's always the, like, Americans who keep their cats inside are fucking mental. But like, you know, yeah, they do decimate the songbird population, and they are obligate carnivores, and that's all bad. And it's like, okay, don't have a cat then. That's like a perfectly legitimate reason not to have a cat. But you can't have your cake and eat it. You can't be like, oh, cats are like evil, so I'll keep it a life prisoner, and like its only friend is me, and it's kind of fucked up. And people will be like, oh, I live in a state where an eagle or whatever will definitely kill it. And it's like, well, send them to a state that like doesn't have that problem or something. I don't know. It just seems fucking crazy to me. Like, they like to roam and play and stuff, and it just seems cruel. You know, it's like that old Joe Rogan joke. You know, he goes, "Oh, I saw a monkey in the zoo, and it was swinging on the tires, and like it was having a really good time." He goes, "Yeah, if you go to a prison, you'll see people playing basketball. It doesn't mean prison's awesome." It's like that with like, yeah, your house cat probably does like hanging out with you because it's stuck in the fucking house. And they always fucking escape. And yeah, they come back because they're like traumatized by being institutionalized their whole life. But like, the fact that they try and escape, there is that fucking call of the wild, you know? It's just, yeah, I don't know. Don't get a cat if you're not going to let it out. I just wouldn't get a cat again. I mean, if you're saying, oh, they wouldn't get saved otherwise, well, you're not saving every animal in the world, right? Like, save a different animal. Like, there's rabbit, you know, if you get a cat in a shelter, get a rabbit from the shelter then, if you know, and then let, you know what I mean? Like, it's fucking arbitrary. It's just, you just want a cat and you want to keep it prisoner, and you're using saving it as an excuse. It kind of irritates me. Like, who was it? Some fucking comedian had a bit about how, like, people say, I rescued a dog. And it's like, no, you got a free dog. You went to the pound and got a free dog, and you didn't pay hundreds of dollars. I don't know. All ran about pets there. But yeah, this machine that Bill does. So in Let's Go, they actually show the like Nidorino run out the front door. But here, like, I'm thinking, you don't see it. You don't see what Pokemon it got fused with. Does it die? Like, it gets separated and disposed of? Is it still locked in the tube? And it's only after playing watching Let's Go that made me realise this. You're thinking like, why can't? Is it like still in there? And then the door opens, and I'm like, what the fuck? This isn't in Fire Red. And then we're seeing some original content right here. And I'm thinking, am I meant to be here at this level? If I leave, can I come back? I'm kind of nervous. And then, yeah, like, I don't want my team to wipe because of something. I'm wondering if I do wipe on an exclusive Violet event, that's kind of not my fault. Might not count it, but I don't want to go ahead and say when I die I won't count it. That takes the tension out. But yeah, there's a fucking Mew right here. So I'm thinking I have to look up. I don't want to kill it or be killed by it, but I don't want to lose the only opportunity to get it. So I'm going to have to look this up. That's why this part is halved. Yeah, time to find out what's going on with this Mew.